Come on, let them say ya. Come on, let them say ya. That in my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We got us on a big coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we got us on a big coming. Yeah, you're coming, yeah. We coming. We got us on a big coming. When the year is been checking you again, guys, we coming. We got us on a big coming. We coming. We got us on. Come on, let them say ya. Come on, let them say ya. That in my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We got us on a big coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we got us on a big coming. Yeah, you're coming, yeah. We coming. We got us on a big coming. When the year is been checking you again, guys, we coming. We got us on a big coming. We coming. We got us on.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. And this is a program that brings you information from Liberia. We do discuss the issues that matter to us as Liberians and to our country. We also discuss human interest. We discuss scientific issues. We discuss just about everything that makes headlines for us as Liberians. But today, I'm going to have with me Mr. Jima Kamara, who's going to be coming on pretty soon, and also the Lord Paul, the Lord Chilope, and they both live in the UK. And I'm here in Norway. My name is Nimba Kwado, and together we're going to have a wonderful show tonight. And so if you joining us for the first time, we like to say, make this place your home. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. And here we elevate the argument, we discuss the issue, and find solutions. We give our opinions, which may not be right or wrong, but we do discuss the issue and give our opinion or make recommendations when necessary. And I see Paul is on live. Paul, good evening.
Good evening, Nimba. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. And you?
I'm excellent. Thank God it's Friday, and I want to say some device causing noise somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's technical problem with Jima in the studio. He's trying to connect, but
Right.
we can proceed.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's good to be back here for another edition. This is Friday, the Bottom Line Liberia, and we have a guest tonight, right?
Yeah, we have a guest tonight, and the guest will be joining us pretty soon after a few minutes because he's caught up in the traffic. Like he just texted me, he's caught up in the traffic. And
Right.
you know, the traffic is a normal phenomenon, especially on a Friday night in Liberia. I mean, besides all the hard time in Liberia, but imagine Paul on a normal, we're talking about that normal Liberia, right?
That's right.
Yeah, where today's Friday, everybody crisscrossing, some people coming from work while others are going out at the same time, others going to work and all the kind of stuff. So our guest is actually following, but he's in the traffic. So he just texted me he's going to be on in a couple of minutes. So while we try to share the show, Paul, probably you could play us something while we get our viewers adjusted, and we share the show viewers, so you can help us to share the show on your various contacts. And we'll come back after our interlude of music, and then we'll get to real business.
Yeah, Linford. So what we'll do, we'll play some traditional music here. Although we don't have copyright today, so we'll just need to play some Liberian traditional music instead of the normal English music at times. So
Yeah, sure. To get our people, our old man there, our old man there, let us see that traditional thing.
yeah, at times it's actually necessary to go traditional. So
It's always
we'll ask
necessary.
our audience, those that just join us, please share the show. We'll have guests today. We'll have good topic. So on this note, please share the show.
Papa kenata melo mwako muma kema abenuna mwako muma kema abenuna na mwanu waje bono tusame muwe na mwanu waje bono tusame muwe una memuwe je bono memuwe una memuwe je bono memuwe je bono je bono ya kaima wala tela idiamana ya kaima wala tela idiamana ibentona jebono ibentona jebono ibentona jebono metusana we metusana we metusana Namwanu waje bono powe dunya late mai waje bono late mai waje bono late mai waje bono na me mai la je bono na me mai la waje bono je bono late mai waje bono una je bono kenana je bono una jebono ana monu waje bono tusa na me mara keji abentuona dunya waje bono boy jebono unya ya daya uswa ya mundwa uto ya muma unya ya daya de ya muma de gopona kwa ma de ya muma de gopona kwa ma uto ya muma uswa ya mundwa unya ya daya manabo una jebono na kamelo nande mawe jebono nande mawe jebono nande mawe jebono nande mawe jebono nande mawe dunya we jebono boye namanu we jebono boye wataba we jebono boye wamusu we jebono boye jebono kena kamelo jebono no kena kamelo jebono no kena kamelo jebono kena kamelo jebono kena kamelo mwako muma jebono kena kamelo mwako muma jebono yako muma kema abenuna jebono yako muma kema abenuna jebono ya kaima wala tele dia mana ya kaima wala tele na mana lade manyiwe jonja manyiwe jebono una jebono memuwe jebono kena kamelo jebono lade manyi jebono lade manyi jebono ah jebono ye aya jebono kena kamelo jebono kena kamelo no jebono kena kamelo no jebono kena kamelo no jebono kena kamelo no jebono kena kamelo jebono kena kamelo jebono kena kamelo
Okay, I see my man trembling in the seat.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wonderful night here tonight. And let's say welcome to our viewers. If you're joining us for the first time, this is your platform, the Bottom Line Liberia. And somebody will wonder, why do we call the show the Bottom Line? Paul, maybe there's somebody just wondering, why is it called the Bottom Line? You let us tell.
That's a very interesting question, though.
Yeah.
The thing is, usually when people discuss things for, at the end of the day, you have to come to the bottom line of what you discuss. You have to come to a conclusion. So the name came out of that, the bottom line. Wherever do the bottom line is, this is it. So that's where the name derived from the bottom line.
Okay. And rightly, like you heard Paul say, the reason we call ourselves the bottom line is that we do discuss the issue from the top. Let's build a pyramid. From the top of that pyramid, we break it down small, instead of just discussing the issue halfway. We reach down to the bottom, and then we draw a line, the bottom line. And so tonight, we like to say welcome officially. Like you already heard, we're going to have a guest coming on tonight, and it's going to be interesting on the show. And so sit tight with us, invite your friends, share the show, and let's have fun together. But Paul, what's on your mind today? You know, I like this part of the show where you generally just tell us what's on your mind. If a birthday party or anything on your mind, it can be good news or anything.
Well, Linford, firstly, I'll say thank you for asking me what's on my mind. And before I tell you what's on my mind, this program is also aired on our online radio, which is the 24/7 bottom line radio station. For the viewer, for those of you who have not followed us before your first time, you can also download our app, the Bottom Line Liberia. You find it on MindTuning as well. So we are live as we speak. What's on my mind today is Liberia, my beloved country. And we got 7 months to go to the general election. So it's playing on my mind. And followed next today, they had an press conference regarding voter registration and all that. I'm big concerned about my country. What happened in Nigeria could also happen in Liberia. And that's what's on my mind. It's bothered me a lot. And also, what's on my mind, I see that Mr. Cummings have been making a lot of headway lately in Liberia, moving from places and making his pressing feel. So I think he's doing the right thing. And come the next 7 months, With the hard work, I think he should be the next president of Liberia. That is what on my mind today.
Very good. Um, I think you are right. Those are things that should bother any sound-minded Liberian. And with few months to elections, then the NEC is saying that they do not have sufficient funds to carry out the registration. I listened to that press conference as well, where while in fact while they were on the press conference, then they got message that they get a check of 4 million. Imagine they need 20 million, or in fact 33 million, but they scaled it down to 20 million.
Mm.
And I guess Samuel 12 was watching that press conference, and he said, "Wait, hold on, people want to disgrace us as a government." I know they were asking that question, why the election is delayed, and it will all boil down to money. They will say they didn't get money, so let's just cut some a quick check.
Yeah.
And Paul, trust me, you follow that check, nothing behind it. Trust me.
But it's Liberia though. It's Liberia. Liberia is a very interesting place.
A
That's
very interesting country.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think your concern, the thing on your mind, makes sense. And I'm just following a front page. What's on my mind? I'm following a front page Africa story here that says no money. Election Commission say say no money. So you mean this government after 5 years in office, they couldn't, and they know that we're going to have election. And you see, this election is advantageous for everybody. It could bring them back to power. It could move them and bring in new government. So in whatever case, somebody must win. So you mean they didn't allocate budget, or maybe like we say, post-mortem somewhere in your piggy bank for the election, knowing fully well that after 6 years you're going to have election. So they just sat down there and misuse all the money that the press conference going on, and then they giving 4 million.
Well, brother, the young children in Liberia have a say they say is is Liberia. That means the country is so corrupt when they use that word. Say this can never happen in normal country. So that's why they say is Liberia, and that's why the people always say there was money allocated for the election. The European Union also gave money for that election.
Right.
But when people go on this shopping spree where they decide poor the Lord children people living in his house, and he now got the opportunity. He decided to live in mansion. That's where the money gone. And this is the truth of the matter. Money, people were building homes that they never dreamed of. Some of them, their how to say mom died, they pay mostly for their mom. Woman who used to sell cold water, lying in a place that have 24/7 current. So when you take the people money, this is what you do with it. You see?
Okay. And the next thing on my mind here is the the press conference held by the political parties. And they said there were 8 political parties present at a press conference. Then I was listening to the roll call, but I did not hear ANC name or CPP name. So I was thinking whether CPP or ANC has become a ruling party, or where are they? Why are they not part of the political party listing? Were they invited, or they just totally disregarded them, or what really happened? Do you have any idea? It's been playing on my mind. And folks, those of you joining us, this segment is just the opening part of the show, and we usually say what's on our mind, what we've been thinking about the whole day. So
Yeah,
that's what I think I've been thinking about, Paul.
yeah, Linford, you're right. The United Party in question, the thing they entitled to the presidency because they were in power for 12 years. And these people who squander the money of that country, they think this have the right to go back. So what we're looking at here, these were the very people that decided to boycott the CPP rally they have, retired suffering rally. So if you watch that group of people that came together, I think yesterday, listen to them. Everything those who spoke is the same thing people spoke about at We Are Tired Suffering rally. So Unity Party is so desperate for them to do what George Weah government is doing now. For them, those who didn't have the opportunity to finish the houses they started, they are desperate to go back to do the same thing. That's why you see they finding all sort of means, doing all things. Why is say if you say opposition unity, these are the very people that are going around running, say, oh, we want Mr. Cummings to be number 2, we want this. But then when you call, you exclude him. Are they serious? They were the same people that are talking to court to prosecute him, that they want to damage a political career. It's very people when it comes to the, oh, let it be number 2 to us. And there's a saying in Liberia, the thing we stupid here.
But then he raised a good point, Paul. Then, I was thinking, when I saw this press conference and then I was listening when they made a roll call, I didn't hear CPP. Then I said, okay, maybe they'll wait until time for the political parties to speak and CPP will come also. But there was nothing about CPP. Then the same thing you said came to my mind. So how are these people saying that Mr. Cummings should go second to JMB? Now, the baby is not yet born. All the eye now open, the tea now grow like Dracula. So when the baby born, you put your hand in, but what will do to you? So so I was thinking, so if Mr. Cummings goes as vice president to these people and they win, what will be Mr. Cummings' fate? Remember, JMB knows how to be packed in a garage like old car. Saying according to him, Ellen packed him like old car.
Yeah.
He's willing to pack or Cummings, who will go to him as VP and they win. Say, my man, they don't trust story about it. I live on the papas, right? We grew up on the papas.
Yeah.
They were building that mansion. It was the John that holding the rock, the everything. Right after, when the mansion was complete, when the moon is out, they say, look, we're dividing the road. The road passing going to Ken Johnson Road straight in front of the executive mansion. No more don't drop passing. Your part to the papa way, your part Rosa, or your part Jalata way. So you see, so Mr. Cummings will go as VP.
Yeah.
And then they will win. Then they say, okay, Mr. Cummings, your time finished, your importance finished. So you go back. And in Liberia, the VP got no power. So then that's what was troubling my mind. If these people are really sincere.
Liver, that is funny, because you took this man of code, you connive with the government to prosecute him. It didn't work out. You say you drew yourself from the CPP because you're going to Lofa County to win election. The government set you up, they whip you there. Now you say, no. Let's bring Mr. Cummings back. Same with Mason. Let's bring him back this time. Yeah, he be VP to us. So that's what we can bury him for good. Because the thing we did to him is not sufficient. We want to do more to him.
And what we did to him, he resurrected. So
yeah, so this one, let put the thing out there. The only way we can get rid of George Weah, Mr. Cummings be our number 2. Then when we win the seat, we just bury him for life. Isn't that wishful thinking? So the so-called Unity Party and what is happening, forget it. Remember, Mr. Cummings he's working hard, pushing the case. He really pushing the case. So the other guy who was packed by Eddie, he still packed, waiting to be president. So he should be packed forever.
But I guess I'll guess it's in the background, but let's flow a little bit, let him get adjusted. But Paul, then the thing that comes to my mind again, my mind then somebody was telling me maybe my mind should be tired because a lot of things been dancing all the day. The thing is, okay, Mr. Cummings, you say the man got 8%. Then you say the man most of the Unity Party people I talk to, they know say Cummings cannot be good president. Okay, but the only thing they say is the only way Cummings can be president, let him go number 2. Okay, number 2. But you say the man, nobody know him. The only way he can be president, he should go number 2. That's the first thing. You say the man get 7%. So how much will 7% contribute to your winning? Okay. Then they say the man say clean hand. So and we want to work with him. So does that mean the group that went together recently as the opposition political party are they the people who agree that they got dirty hands? So
Yes, I can answer that question, Linford. That is a good thought. What happened here? If you work in Liberia government before, you know about the thing they call stealing, because the white men make it so simple, say corruption, and it sounds so good. But in Liberia, if you work in a situation before, your complete role always a role in a Liberian pala, right? So you never work in government. The people said, no, it will not be good for you to be at the top because you need to learn from us the way we can steal. Let's teach you how to steal. If you understand the way to steal, then we can give you the opportunity to serve. So they call it in the military called dress while dress, right? So same we stole before, we brought George Weah in. This is the time too. So we want to move George Weah and come back again to finish the stealing we started. So, Mr. Cummings, the only way you can be part of the thing, can let teach you how to steal. And because he said no, he will go the way he knows. That's why they're against him. So if you follow those people that showed us yesterday, they all been in government, they all been stealing. So this man not going to come here and change our stealing mentality. So we'll park him one side. The only way we can bring him on when he accept to be our number two, so we can teach him how to steal, and which not going to happen. That's where we are.
And clearly, people who have been saying that JMB is a unifier I made a post today that Liberians should open that JMB is not a unifier. And of course, I have all rights to say that. Why did I say that? This is somebody who we consider to be the political wise man of Liberia at this particular moment in time. Saying he stay around the political arena. And everybody, the entire country, and sometimes they call for opposition unity. It's not only among politicians, it's actually coming from the ordinary people. I guess it's struggling to get on, but I think we're getting. It's coming from the ordinary voters because the impression that the CPP then put all the people on is that, okay, all of these political parties, we are coming together, govern us, our forces, and move as one strong unit, which was very strong though, okay, as evidenced by the by-election and all this stuff. Then, these same people, for no reason, they crafted all kinds of things to break the CPP down because one man said, no, we cannot continue to do things the same way and then expect to change this country. They say, oh no, this man, the other idea bringing, it can't work here. Our team will be inside for long. We don't want to know it. Then you can't change it. So that was the only thing that I think Mr. Cummings committed. And that's my own opinion. Like we said on this show, our opinions. They may not be right. They are not wrong either because that's how we think. Chima, do you hear us? You want to chip in there? You are muted, please.
Do you hear me now?
Right.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. Nice to be back on the borderline, Liberia, and thank you very much. I know tonight going to be a great show. We have a very special guest coming out tonight. Yeah, like you said, Mr. Cummings is a very smart man. One of his statements he said, at the recent press statement, he said, you were addressing addressing President Weah national annual address. He said, we are not stupid here. Do you still remember that word?
Yeah.
We are not stupid here. So we are not stupid here. So he's politically potent and he's very much aware of the Liberian geopolitical dynamics in Liberia. So he knows how they play the game. So you can get caught up in that games of putting a hand in that candy jar.
Okay, speaking about that, let me get through this out while we await our guest to come on. I hope he's following us too. But let me throw it out this way. They coming together of 8 because that's what they said. They said 8 political parties. So that means that those 8 political parties, they got a huge number. Yeah, logically, they got a huge number, and we're going to take on this gigantic CDC, this ruling party, with their huge number. Imagine 8 political parties. Deal is done. Yeah, deal is done.
The game is over.
But yeah, it's not about political parties, the compositions.
Okay.
Have they come up with their leadership? They're also going to be on our ticket. Have they shown that? Those are things
before them. You see, the disadvantage here now, I come in Jamayo flow. The disadvantage here, according to them, that that the bystanders, that ordinary people will see is that, oh, so they come in there, everybody move from behind, he just standing alone. Then all the people that go behind GMB, you see the logic?
Yeah. So, whoa, before Jamal come in, the ALP, there are how many members?
Well,
that
the last election, they got 125,000.
The what?
I think they got 125,000 or 100,000 before.
100,000. I said that family thing, a 4 men own a party. You're talking about 125,000.
But Costa, I think Costa between the Costa moved from ALP now he is UP now, so I know.
There's no ALP control UP.
Has he moved finally?
No, but he's supporting GMB, so
yeah. So Benana Ure, his dad, support GMB.
Oh,
Tada Ure is the campaign manager for GMB. So the ALP in question control the Unity Party. The Unity Party is living under the shadow of the 4 men political party. So that whole party wouldn't get 4 people. So you think about it. The 8 parties that came together, apart from the Unity Party, how many members they get? They won't get 5 members, 3 members, 4 members. That's the party that coming together. So think on
but the politics of 8 is that the name that number 8 parties, 8 political parties, 8 opposition parties.
Mr. Cummings said we not to pay here. So you can bring 20 of them, we not to pay here. Oh, the guest is on.
Yeah. Mr. Swart, do you hear us? Mr. Swart, do you hear us? I don't know, but
it's the internet.
Yeah. I guess he's hearing us, but Mr. Swart, if you hear us, we'll keep you in the bag. If you hear us, just give us a thumb up. If you hear us, just give us a thumb up, then we'll bring you on.
Yeah, very, very, very terrible. I'm not getting anything.
You get, but we hear you very clearly.
Yeah, it's the device. He need to get out and come back.
I think you need to get out and come back. Okay.
So why he's struggling with his
why he's struggling, and this is the Liberia we're talking about, right?
So let me flow on this. Yeah. In Liberia, I can get a few names on the street from Watersa and go and register my party. But that party in where it could be a social club, we call it political party. So we get the last election, 2017, you have over 20 parties that ran for that election, including independents, right? So you all those small numbers, if you put them together, the Unity Party today say they have 8, then the game is over. So it means they need to campaign nothing again, just leave, they just sit home, and then it will be the next government sheriff of the day. They just need to sit
that's exactly what they think now. Imagine.
But I like that. Yeah, they sit home.
Yeah, 8 parties come together. Oh yeah, we have 8 parties.
That's you muted link for.
Okay, so while we struggle with our guests to get on, this is a Liberia we talk about. When we talk, we misunderstand everything. But this is a country. Which country in the world now that will be suffering from internet when we have the fiber cable running right there, and we got Atlantic Ocean, the fiber cable running right there under there? We shouldn't be, but again, here we are. But yeah, he said he's having some difficulty with his phone. That's our guest right there. But we hope that he will get it right and then come back. But in the meantime, Paul, Jamal mentioned something, or you, Paul, you mentioned something that Mr. Cummings have been moving. In recent time, he has been making headways. He's been reaching from community to community. And it's not only in recent time, let me modify that. After the 2017 elections, Mr. Cummings did not win. He came 5th place, but he did not get discouraged. Like, you carry your football team, you're registering the team, and then at the end of the league, the beaer, then they relegate you. You'll go way down. Stay, you're building courage and say, well, we'll continue training until the next league and see where we'll be on the table. I think that's exactly what Mr. Cummings has done, if I should modify it that way. But Mr. Cummings has been reaching to every hamlet. I mean, we've always said this here, and it's evident. We are not just making our story. So recently, Mr. Cummings, we understand also that he grew up partly somewhere in Fiamma. I don't know, did he go home to visit? But he was in the market in Fiamma, amazingly. And he did not just go, normally when politicians will visit, some politicians will go to the higher class people who want to be representative in the district, or senator to go to them and sit down and talk big political talk. But Mr. Cummings did not do that. He went to the marketers, and the marketers are the people who have the vote. Those are the people whose children are we, the voters. And those are the same people who also vote. Those are the people who run the economy on a macro level. So he was in the Fiamma market. And Paul, you got some clip there for us. I think when Mr. Cummings went to the market, he was greeted well, and he was greeted by the market superintendent, and the video will speak for itself. So if you have that clip, can you roll it, and then after that we can discuss it.
Yeah. So before I roll the clip, I just want to make an announcement to the viewers. Kindly share our show to your various chat rooms, and also if you're first time joining us, just click on our like button so whenever we come on, you'll be notified. And before we play that clip, I think you need to speak to the guest first, then we can go to that, see what he can hear us now.
Yeah, Mr. Swart, do you hear us now? Are you hearing us?
No, you still having a problem.
I think you still have problem.
Okay, so let me play the clip, and then while he's come before he comes on, I'm rolling this.
Yeah.
So that's the superintendent for the Fiamma market before you. So Cummings is doing a walkthrough.
It looks so amazing that he's getting in the entire market standing. It's like a horde of pin. A horde of pin standing in a real celebration here. Welcome in.
Okay. Viewers, you saw for yourself, Mr. Cummings was at the Fiamma market. And like we said before, he grew up partly in Fiamma. And I really don't know which part of Fiamma though, but he was in the Fiamma market, and probably he might have met some old acquaintances, because, when you grow up somewhere, I know somebody will remember you, or you will remember somebody. But he was in the market, and the entire market gave him standing ovation. Paul, what did you observe from the video, and how can you apply it politically?
Well, I think if you go to the market, most people you meet is our mothers, and they actually feel the suffering of every nation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when the men go out, when things rough, we get drunk and go home. We don't know how full.
Yeah, the network is so bad.
Okay.
He still can hear us.
Yeah, but we can hear you. We can hear you. I will send you a private message. We can hear you. So, Paul Flo.
So you want to switch your device off completely and then come back on? He can hear us, so send him a message.
Yeah. I'm just
so,
a message.
So what I was saying, why you sending message? Our mothers feel the pain. Remember the thing about the music called Sweet Mother by Prince Nico? If the children don't eat, the mom will sleep. So the women in Liberia, they feel the pain of the children, the suffering. So when they saw Mr. Cummings, why you think that most women kind of like Mr. Cummings ideology that he want to carry to Liberia, because women listen. And that's why when they saw him, they were jubilating. They were pleased. And if you hear that, some of the women shouting, our next president, because they understand. And most Mr. Cummings supporter, they are women. He get more women on his side. We talk about the 8 political parties, so-called political parties that came together yesterday. Majority of those people, they are the roles that came together. They are men. How many women you saw among them? But see, when Mr. Cummings turn up somewhere, you see more women all the time. Why is it women kind of appeal to Mr. Cummings? You think on it. So they understand. That's why the women were happy to see him.
Chima, what did you take from that video?
You muted.
Or mute.
Hello? Do you hear me, fella?
Yeah.
This is not the first of the kind Mr. Cummings going around to reaching out to the community. He's been doing it for past months, almost less a year or two right now. And the same message you hear around, he's echoing his message, telling the Liberians he's here to deliver. You should believe in him. He's not playing magic. He's not going to perform magic. But once you support him, getting all the full support, he will deliver what we want. So, and this is a major concern. The Zogo issue, the disadvantaged youth in Liberia issue was, this is what George Weah ran on, that he's going to help and make these guys better their lives. And they are disappointed, they are deceived, they are devastated. And this is the time that Mr. Cummings sees as an opportunity to tell Liberian people, we will deliver. We will make sure we'll get back our children back to school. We'll make sure those who deserve job will get a job. But market women that need macro programs, they will have them. And this is why he's reaching out to them in various market grants, various communities. He's doing a massive community reach out. So this is not a new thing from Mr. Cummings. He's been doing that for months. He's been doing that for ages. He's been doing that since 2016. He's been doing this. So it's just like it seems to be new to more people. The thing Mr. Cummings is a new kid on the block. He's not. He's familiar with Liberian politics. He knows what to deliver. He knows what to say, and he knows what to bring onto the board. So this so-called 8 political party, I don't think what should be talking about them. Like Paul said, a bunch of people sitting there, in Liberia, for the National Election Commission can register if you bring a good number of people, names, signature, and once you can pay the money, you are satisfied to be a political party. So anybody can be, and that's why what happened now in Liberia, they said, oh, well, we got 8 political parties, they are teaming up and they will win the election. Let's see who composed of those leaders. So I'm not surprised. So, but the engagement, the community engagement is a good one. I think we should continue. He should reach out to Liberians to make his case, and I think people will listen and you will vote him to power.
That's okay. Right. Okay. And I personally picked up from that video a few things. One of the things I picked up was mostly when political leaders go places, you have like 2 groups of people. The other group that will be welcoming him, and there will be groups that will be, like little bit skeptical or saying some things against him. But I didn't hear anything like that in the video. Rather, what I heard is that, our next president, and then I watched that entire video, and there is a boy somewhere saying, our next president is here, our party is here, your giveaway. Let's talk to him, let's see him good. So the people were enthusiastic, and even if you follow the journalists that were doing the commentary, he will tell you that the people were giving Mr. Cummings a standing ovation. And like you said, Chima, this is not the first time, of course. It's a normal scene. Mr. Cummings was in Nimba County recently when he visited Tapeta, and you saw the crowd. I know Tapeta. Tapeta is not a very big city, but the crowd that we saw, it's representative of a huge crowd for a city like a remote city like Tapeta. So I think Mr. Cummings has been drawing the crowd. The thing here is, the thing about crowd, we're not saying that the crowd coming up from Mr. Cummings, they are all in support of him. America Cummings, whose name have been in everything in the country for the past few years. The man the man finger document, the man did this, he was in court, and then at the same time he's reaching out. So it's understood that when he goes anywhere, people will want to come to see this wonderful Cummings man. And some people will be surprised to see that he's a small man walking, and some people think that that's a big, So there are several reasons why people go to meet these leaders when they go somewhere. So the crowd thing, I don't get carried away by that very easily. But genuinely, you have people in that crowd that are also for you, watching the movement of people, the way people react.
That's right.
And so,
Exactly.
but Paul, yeah, if any of you got anything
Yeah,
else,
just to add before Paul come in, if you guys are getting me loud and clear. The thing is, the what's on the minds of our mothers, our sisters crying out, let's say 5.5 years ago, you would have heard this in Liberia against George Weah. You would have heard that out there shouting out. I mean, the superintendent, the market superintendent, taking Mr. Cummings around. That is the opposition party. And this Weah has gone around building marketplaces here and there, trying to impress our mothers that go out there to do their markets. And these guys turn their back. You can imagine that the suffering is too much that they can't bear anymore. And they're shouting publicly, saying, Mr. President, we want our children out of the street. They are turned to Zogos. That is the major concern of our people. This is why Mr. President Weah ran on. He ran on the ticket that you'll make the guys youthful, you'll make them resourceful. You will bring education to them. You bring vocational training programs to them. Those who are business minded, you make the entrepreneurs. You give them funds to move on. That way, instead, it's increasing. So what's going on? So this is increasing. The situation is bad. What is it's a way that people are just being knocked. I mean, like being robbed. If people go and hijacking people, taking a personal property from them, it's not because they don't want to be criminals. Because they're hardship. It's out of hardship. Those guys turn over, it's overnight turn. It's because of his failure, leadership failure. We had this bunch of Zogos. I call the disadvantaged youth. They're disadvantaged. They've been looking into. So let's look at what Mr. Dillon, the last thing came up with a mentor, some kind of place where, I don't know where he built that, where they need to use the facility, where they need to bring in some of our young ones to get some training and program. Where are those training facilities they promised us? Where are they? How big is Liberia? You can put up a program where you can have those youth program where you can have those disadvantaged youth getting retraining, getting skillful training, becoming resource for the community. How big is it? Liberia is not that big. Liberia is not that big. So Paul, I'm saying Paul and Linford, they cry. That's the just one you've heard from our mothers on the street. There are many other unheard voices out there concerned. I mean, you can tell me, hey, you just walk onto that street of Monrovia, anywhere in Liberia, with a microphone asking them their concern. You'll hear worse than what they have said right today. You have not heard that some years back. This is, you know, the feeling of our people. This is why the politician needs to listen and see this is a concern. That's the bread and butter issue.
Okay. Yeah, Paul, if not, then you can roll. If you don't have anything more to add, you can roll the second segment of that video.
Yes, so I'll roll this, but Jamal just made a salient point here regards to our mothers now crying regards to the Zogos. So the next video we're going to show, I think in that video, the women, our mothers will be talking on the issue of Zogos. So please listen to the keenly.
Why you make up Alex coming facility in market today? We say man buying pony and pepper.
Yeah, but man, I see my man.
Man bought palmas.
Man, I go, man.
Our children on the street.
Okay.
So for too much, you talk for us.
Okay.
So for too much, our cultural police.
Okay.
For now, for 15 years, what will be?
Okay.
You're doing your talk for all of your people.
Okay.
We say, they will cry.
Okay.
You say our children on the street.
Okay.
They're too much. For today, 15 years now, no of here.
Okay.
Say our children on the street, our children are there.
Okay.
We suffer too much for our children.
Okay.
Take our children on the street. We sell better for green lady. We sell our children to school. Our girls' children are. Why used to be beautiful for us? They are not used today.
Okay.
Because of drug abuse.
Yeah.
Now they forget together and help us.
Okay.
And help us with our children.
Okay.
Parents are dying with grief.
Okay.
Because of how the children are being carried on the street.
Okay.
So we have it for him to come here.
Okay.
And we elect it tomorrow.
Yeah.
That should be a first. Or a channel that you should see
Okay.
Now they want to be drug free.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Paul, tell us. You wrote that video. Take something from that video and tell us.
Our mothers are crying for their children because of the situation they found themselves in. So drugs become the norm in Liberia. You go out, especially the young men, they go out there, no job, they hungry, PF pressure, they end up taking drugs. Some of them start selling drugs. And then before it was the boys. Now the girls are start following too. So the situation is just unbelievable what's happening in Liberia. And this is where we need a serious money government to come in to clear the mess. Liberia, we're in serious trouble. And the mothers are crying. Our beautiful daughters today, they no longer beautiful because they're on drugs. That is unacceptable. People put we are there for all of these things. And it turned out to be they made a mistake. Those guys came to build big mansion and they forgot about the people. No jobs. So Mr. Cummings, from what the women say, if he take over, it must be his number one priority to clear the mess, the Zuko. Jamal did mention about Darren's they don't so-called center here building. Jamal, I just want to say that man, he saw the time, the moment, and just used the thing to be elected, and that was it. The other story, it behind closed door.
Jamal, yeah, did you? Yeah, I know you watched a video.
Very well, very well. I did follow the video. This is it's a sad story for us in Liberia, gentlemen. It's very sad. Like George Weah, that should have delivered on his promises. He came from a slum. That's the following, not making him popular. A guy who came from a slum went to play football, live outside, and he saw a lot of good things in the West. He came back home. We expecting to build the country, and the people gave their vote to him because he told him from the grassroots. Right. And now instead of changing the situation, he went the other way around. So it's been multiplied. The suffering of the people is been multiplied. The disadvantage was increasing. Women out of markets, no funds, no access to finance, no money. Yeah. No money, no means how to get hold of funds to do business. Our girls, children are out there on the streets. Are trying to sex workers to survive, to go to school. This is bad. So if this is what I said earlier, if 4 or 5 years ago, you are not crazy to come on the public, something like that, and tell the people that you are suffering. It would have happened. Under no circumstances. I don't think if I did see this on President Ellen Johnson, like this kind of outcry, even the worst leadership we thought was President Charles Taylor, who were in the middle of war. That was a war time. That was a war time. The country was at war. We didn't see such thing happening. The country was at war under Taylor. But I think the people were much better off compared to what we are seeing today. So this is going to go around and around and around. Apart from these Zogos, there are other programs that the mysterious death around the country is unaccounted for. The mysterious death around the country is bad. Children are out of school, right? School, there's the civil service that have been paid for months. Where are we taking this to? So the government, the Liberians who are voting, the voters need to understand that we need to weed this guy out and put a proper leadership in there to make that country a better place for every one of us. This is the cry of the women. Look, if the women are speaking, we all here, we are fathers, I know. If the mothers are speaking for their children, it's to the height of the heart. That means they can't bear anymore. They're not speaking for men. You say, sometimes men will be a bit selfish. Will say, I want to enjoy life, I want to travel around the world, I want to do this. Women will say, my children. How many of men will say, my children? Women always say our children because they carry the better 9 months pain. They know how it is to see if those children grow and become, even they don't benefit from it. They say that's how children moving, doing something. That's a blessing for her. Women always say my children. Men will say myself. So that's the difference with women. They got that feeling, that emotional touch. They have that. So they cry for the country. When I say our children, it's not only the children on the street, it's Liberia as a whole. Liberia is on a dying bed. Liberia is in a surgery. Liberia is in an operational room, on a surgery theater. Liberia need a medical doctors technically to perform a proper surgery for that country. We are in a theater right now on the operational table. We need a surgeons, technical surgeons, medical surgeons, business surgeons, and visionaries to run our country right now.
Right.
Okay. I guess you guys will ask me what did I see in our video. What I saw is the empathy that the people spoke with. The people spoke. I mean, the ladies, they had that zeal, giving a message. This is something that they have been thinking about. This is something that bothers them. This is something that they see as most important. Because imagine, Jima, Paul, let's put it this way: that you got children between the ages of 5 up to people of 30, 35 in the street as Zogos. And this is the young generation that we always talk about. When the people who are now in power or who are working actively in government and in the hospitals, in every area, when they shall have passed away, every time I look at my former classmates and we're all getting old, we can see the gray beard, then I feel that we are passing away, we are going gradually, and most of us dying. Okay, so when this generation that is doing all the work, all the talking here, when we get out, who's going to replace us? Is it the Zogos in the street? Can you imagine that? What will happen to the hospital? Where you get doctors for to come? I mean, look at the circumstances that almost everybody becomes a Zogo. The young generation, they all become Zogo. Okay, so who's going to take all the country? It's a big human calamity. The war that came, the estimate is that over 250,000 people died. But this one, we're looking at about, because the Zogos are in every country. They have established themselves in every country. I watched one video done by this guy from Lina, where the guy said they got branches in every country. They go there to establish. Can you imagine it? A mosquito or creeping. Yeah. So every country in Liberia will have Zogos, and the number will continue to increase and increase and increase because we are not doing anything to cut down the number. So what happens to that Zogo population? We are looking at people dying.
It will remind me of the situation in Haiti, where the community gang groups took over the country. I mean, total outlaw. This is what happened. It's not a fault. It's not their fault. They didn't intend to be in that situation. They should enjoy all rights as Liberians. They should get all benefits as Liberians. They should be educated as Liberians. They should be given every opportunity. But then the government is taking advantage of the misfortunes, prey on them, using their situation as a way to power, to tell the people, well, put me to power, we will help them, we'll solve the problem. And when their funds are in, let's import. We live, guys, we live in the West. We know how these things can be easily managed, except we fail to live to implement them. It's a process to put in place. You fail to lay the first fail to lay the foundation. There is nothing has been tackled since President Weah came to power. What has he done for the youth in our country? What has he done? You're going around building hospitals, building market, no market stalls. There's nobody in the market. You build market buildings. The people that go to sell, they don't have access to funds. They don't have access to money to buy produce to sell. What's the need of building that facility up? If you tell the young ones that we'll build vocational schools for you, you put the building up. They don't have the first money to buy food at home. Their dads, their moms, they are a certain age at home. They need to eat. They need to eat. They don't have food. Will that child leave that mother and dad and go to school without food at home? We need to look at the fundamental issues, guys. How do we solve that first? Let's agree that he come out tomorrow. I'm going to give every Zogo free education to go to school. What about my mom and dad at home? They are retired. They can't work. Some of them have to sick. They want money. They want food. You need to get food before. Will I go to school and leave them hungry? No. I'll go and sell cold water and feed them. So we need to lay the fundamental issue. How do we solve first? How do you solve the home issue before we give that guy a chance or that child a chance to go to school? So we know all these things, but we pretend that it does not work. It does not happen. So the situation is that we fail to look at the issue and blame them for that same situation. We shouldn't be blaming the Zogos, those disadvantaged youth. We should blame the government. We should bring the government to its knees. And we start calling the new government. We should tell George Weah and his leadership they are not doing right. They are not doing right.
Okay, I just got confirmation from our guest that he cannot come on the video, but we can call him via WhatsApp. So we're going to say bring him on by phone. So we'll be getting to him pretty soon. But Paul, there's a last video concerning that Zogo thing. If you roll it, and right after that, we're going to be bringing on our guest. So for those of you who are watching us, we let you say welcome again. This is the bottom line. Linford Goy is my name. I have Jamal Kamara and Paul the Lord Chilipe. They all in the UK. And tonight we're discussing issues about Liberia. Coming on next is after this video that Paul is going to play. Coming on next, we'll be talking to our guest by phone. Unfortunately, he could not come on the video because he tried several times.
First, during early administration, they were 100% better. We were not playing on the street. Maybe when you see Donald people that only in town, which was Don Bosco boys, this administration, majority of the youth, they are poor, so we too plenty on the street. So they say when somebody get up and wait, if you go to see another group coming, you go to see another group coming.
So what caused the group to be
Thank you. Because what they told us that they were going to do for us, the first thing they told us they were going to be a rehabilitation center. They told us they were going to bring change to our life. And they went up there, they advocated for almost $10 million to come and settle us with the disadvantaged youth. They're getting the money,
so when they share money, where you say you can help you?
No, that's why we need money. We don't need money.
Money can help us. Money can help us. Money can help us. People who go to school, want to send people to vocational school, that will bring you back and get your job. Because if you can take care of yourself, then you can have family, take care of your family. Then you can
As for me now, president, as I told you, I'm a high school graduate. But I need to learn trade. I need to learn trade where.
If I look at so what are you doing? Why your parents are? Why you my?
You know, watching this video, chill bump, goosebumps appear on me, and I'm just a little bit out of words because you know what? I put myself in the case that those children, they are smart. See how they speak.
Oh yeah.
The other one graduated from high school.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and the thing, leave for the thing about the senator is not even asking proper question. You tell them like we are putting a facility in place, it will soon finish, and you guys will go back, we'll provide help for you. Or will we will bail. What will you bail? The children are saying, you do hear they're saying, yo, what are you doing? You're trying to blame them for the problem. She's trying to blame them for their own for the situation they created for them, those the government created for them. So when they give you money, you'll just be that will go be better. Tell them. Oh my goodness.
And the children were clear. They told us we don't want money. That money we want it to improve our lives. You see, and come on.
And telling we are government allowed to. They went around soliciting $10 million, came and share among themselves. They didn't do anything for it. They said, he started telling you that if a Christian man tells you he's crazy, then he's getting well. The man is telling you you want a rehabilitation center for them. You will build, they didn't build it. So they're willing to go to rehab and get treated and come back and be good citizens. That's why you know
when it comes from politicians, when it comes from people like us, like you, me, all on this platform or on other platform we're talking there, they say, oh, you hate the government. But here are direct victims. These children, also go telling you that you're went around and lobby for money. When they give you all the money, you're sharing among yourself. What does that tell you about your own government? What does that tell you as a sound man? Let's look at like a crazy man telling you the sound man is stupid or your clothes dirty.
And the president lied to us.
Yes.
And he said, he lied to us.
He lied to us.
This government, you see, Ellen government was better. This government lied to us.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
You see, Ellen government. I told you, I say, on even I think they during the middle of war, at Taylor regime, we're in the middle of war. But you have not seen such thing happening on a Taylor leadership. Or not even Ellen, who just came back to 12 years. That's why the bad thing we talk about Ellen. You never seen Zoko Koyen telling us that they are suffering, they're doing that, they lied to them. Probably we saw some other demonstration here and there from ex-soldiers that are trying to claim money or for benefits and stuff like that. But for youth to come and say we are disadvantaged youth, you lie to us, you're not helping us, you don't need money from you. That's a big thing for us. Somebody just said something, said, "Whoa, that's very deep." That's I think Kula Kemokai. I said that's very deep, and that's very deep. That's very deep.
Very deep. I mean, goosebumps appear on my skin. Paul, you can give your thought on that video, and then after that we'll be calling our guests.
Linford, it saddens me to see our youth, our children going through what is going on in Liberia. And it just brings tears into many people's eyes to see young people who are the future leaders of that country going through what is going through. Excuse me. The situation in Liberia is all boiled down to jobs, good governance, which is lacking. And you put a bunch of people together that don't know their left from their right, this is the situation you end up with in Liberia. So the so-called, the young people, they're just going through a phase. Now, there's so many drugs in the country that are being imported. A lot of Nigerians in the country to bring drugs. And they feed it onto those people. Where the help coming from? They say in Liberia, you found out that in the old days, you found young people like the religious group, like the Catholic Church, the Episcopal Church, they will have those kind of center to even help people. They get it in what they used to take people on retrieve, take them all the time. None is in the country anymore. Everyone is just living by hand of mouth. So you go to Liberia today, everyone finding means to skin people. So every move you make from 1, 2, 3 feet, that's church. Everyone's skinning everyone. The young people don't have job. They're not in school. They end up taking drugs. They're frustrated. And that frustration, that's what you hear in them. And the people that they believe in say, oh, when you elect us, you will not be in a situation, they let them down. So that's the Liberia face with. And it's just sad to hear them. And so if you have your guests speak on different,
Okay.
I don't know what to say, man.
Thank you so much, Paul, and the viewers. I think they are really in sympathy. But as we told you earlier on in the show, we're going to have a guest, and we very much regret that the guest cannot appear on the video simply because the internet connectivity in Liberia is very bad. And this is the Liberia we're talking about for you. This is the Liberia we're talking about, and people sit there and play fun. That in this modern age, where everywhere, every village in the world is making use of technology, and Liberia is still in the stone age when it comes to technology or almost everything. But we have our guest on the line. Our guest, he is Mr. Alexander A. Sua Senior. He will be talking about himself, but briefly what I know about him, he is the vice chairperson for a group called Nimba Kwado Incorporated Liberia, or Liberia Incorporated, Nimba Kwado Liberia Incorporated. And this group, recently we heard that this group, Nimba Kwado Incorporated, endorsed President Weah's re-election bid at the Jamaica resort. But whether it's the same Nimba Kwado group or another group, we have Mr. Alexander Weah, who is in fact the chairperson, the vice chairperson or the deputy chairperson for that group, Nimba Kwado Incorporated, to make a clarification for us. So, Mr. Alexander Weah, do you hear us?
Yeah, I'm there, and let me say hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending the part of the world you are, and I'm getting you very clear.
Okay, thank you so much. Will you want to tell us exactly who is Alexander Weah and how is he involved with the Nimba Kwado Liberia Incorporated?
Okay, Alexander Weah is firstly a son of Mr. and Mrs. Alexander Weah from Nimba, to be exact, from Bapa, District 3 in Nimba County, and from the Yamen Bell. And Mr. Alexander Weah has been identifying and working with Nimba Kwado for many years at different levels. But of present, a few years back, I'm serving as the deputy board chairperson of Nimba Kwado Liberia. And Nimba Kwado is a citizen organization to help promote, unite, and bring out the potential of the Nimbayans all across Liberia. Most of our activities and our work is in the 14 counties. Most of our activities and work in the 14 counties. And in Nimba itself, we do not play active roles in activities in Nimba unless when there's peace or dispute settlement. Then, of course, we get involved with it, because in Nimba, it's every one of us. We do not get involved into anything concerning moving Nimba people, political agenda, or whatsoever agenda in the county. We get involved with Nimba as a county, the agenda that calls for development. Then, of course, we get involved. When there's a dispute resolution, we also get involved. But in the 15 counties, we help promote our citizens in agriculture, unity, in their potential to be exposed.
Okay, but did I hear you to say that the Nimba Kwado Liberia Incorporated is a saving organization? What do you mean? Do you save money?
A citizens organization, not saving organization.
Okay.
A citizen organization, Nimba citizen organization.
And how did this group get involved with politics that they have to go to endorse President Weah?
It's very saddening to know that we cannot be on live video to make available these documents that you could see vividly. But we're going to do copy. We're going to take photos of portion of our laws, and then we're going to send it over to you. Nimba Kwado is a non-political institution. We are not involved into politics, because Nimba Kwado is made up of a citizen group from different backgrounds. So for the matter of fact, just to reach a consensus to endorse a political candidate will be very difficult, because of course people are not going to agree with that, and this is not one of our objectives. It's not even part of our objective to endorse political persons. It's our objective is to work for our people in time of trouble. And I actually got involved with Nimba Kwado. You know, most people do not understand a few things I like to make clear here. Nimba Kwado have been working in Liberia for many years, but they have been splinter organizations. And we're going to give you what materials that make Nimba Kwado genuine and what make them to be different from the splinter group I'm talking about. Nimba Kwado was splintered since before the war and during the war, after the war, and all the other time. To cut long matter short, in 2017, after the election, we realized that Nimba Kwado was splintered. Everybody was doing their own things with no article incorporation, with no laws, with no constitution. So we decided to bring everybody together to make sure we have a wholesome Nimba Kwado. Having a wholesome Nimba Kwado, we met at my residence for more than 1 year. Is where we're using as an office space. Mr. Todd was the board chair today, Alexander Weah, Isaac Dunn, Neto Gay, and so many other persons. Was a women. We met. We have about 10 persons who are meeting almost like every day to bring everybody together. So we talk with all the sector leaders and say, yes, People have been going behind political leaders here and there, have been bare ball, have been other things. We do not want our citizens' organization and our citizens to be misused. So let us have it wholesome and have it registered. So we finalize it. At the end of the day, we now register Nimba Kwado 2019. 2019, we then made Nimba Kwado a legitimate Nimba Kwado as a national body covering Liberia. We started to talk to the country leaders, all of them try to subscribe to our constitution, and we started to work to our article of incorporation and constitution. Our constitution was written and we moved to Babylon. They were adapted, they were endorsed. Now that the political institution, the board is the final arbiter of our laws. So we did that and we started to work. I got involved because of my own capacity that I had as a person to Nimba Kwado. Because at that time we had no vehicle, we had no office space, we had nowhere to sit. We never even had money. So for that reason, I provided my residents who were using that. I provided my 2 vehicles, my Nissan Estera Jeep and my Pathfinder Jeep. But my Nissan Estera Jeep got damaged when we had a problem in Rio. It was a worldwide problem when our citizens were beaten and they were scattered all in the bush. A particular place in Rio that they called Sand Beach. I drove my car to that place with the president as it down, Victoria, the women chair, the youth chair, Justins, and we went there. We were coming by the car, went into water. At the end of the day, it has a problem. When we enter Monrovia, the car caught fire and the car burned. I lose that car today because of Nimba Kwado. And then we're not deterred. We keep pushing it. Our problem with this endorsement is because it's not part of our laws. Like I said, I would do campaigns and then we present it. That's the reason why I wanted to be on live, so we can present the constitution. And we present our laws. We don't endorse. So when you go as a president to go and endorse President George Weah, then of course it contradicts our law. And we who are working with our bare face, we cannot sit and see these kind of things to happen.
Okay, let me tell you that my colleagues will come in. I got this question for you. The people who endorsed President Weah recently, do they come from your reorganized Nimba Kwado? Because I understand you said there were splinter groups and you tried to reunite all of these splinter groups. So the people who spearheaded this endorsement, do they come from this new arrangement that you have?
Okay, let me clarify that one first. The splinter group came together and we became one Nimba Kwado. The president, Azedan, who did the endorsement, he was the president that we appointed as a board. Because by constitution, we have the authority, we appointed him as the president. But what happened with what went on to Jamaica, it was not something that they were being misled. They gave them different information concerning that they wanted to present their agenda to the president of Liberia to help Nimba Kwado. So it excited almost everybody. So people from every sector decided to go there and be part of the presentation and talk with the president. The president of the country is to help to develop every sector without endorsement. You don't have to develop a sector only by endorsement. So Nimba Kwado interact with everybody. But when it comes to decision making, it becomes a different thing. So they asked them to write their names and they sign, and then they can go there. And they went there. When they went to the place, it was real people from Nimba Kwado. When they went to the place, at the end of the day, they saw one was coming up with endorsement. Most of them got disenfranchised. Most of them were dissatisfied. And they walked out of the place. And when they started to call us, well, how can the decision be made in the board now? Well, first they thought we were part of it. So we just had to clarify it that we had nothing to do with that. Nothing was discussed. That endorsement fiasco. The fact of the matter with Nimba Kwado is about to support anybody in development project or what have you. You will see it. It will be announced weeks, days. That'll be the discussion that we're going to do this. Like for example, we received donation from Senator Cole. It was not something that we're overnight to go receive. It's something that was announced more than a week. All our sector heads, all our chairmen from the counties, they were all in Maserado. That was a big elaborate program that we had in a day. People gave speeches before at the end of the day, these donations were given to us.
Okay, guys, any of you got a question for Mr. Swat? Oh, Chima, you are muted.
Good afternoon from Manchester, Mr. Alexander Swat. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Jamal Kamara here from Manchester, United Kingdom. Thanks for coming on our show. Quick question: could you please tell us your membership outside Nimba County? And if after that, what could you tell us your major projects you guys have undertaken so far outside Nimba, please?
Okay, that's a very good question. Our membership consider Nimbayans, all tribes in Nimba, born of a mother, born of a father. Both parents don't have to be Nimbayan before you can become a member. If your father is a Nimbayan, you automatically you want to join, you can obtain your membership and become a member. If your mother is a Nimbayan and your father is from whosoever or wheresoever county, automatically when you want to join, you can become a member because of your mother. And this is the way our membership goes. And then our membership is actually focused in counties that Nimbayans are. Like for example, in Papua, in Sino, all the counties we got our membership there. And we are involved into other developmental issues like agriculture. We got agriculture farm that we did in Goni. We supported our people when you go to Kinjo in Kidman. Because these are places I went. We got Nimbayans there who make it agricultural farm. We in Granjida, we build a guest house for other Nimbayans. Nimba Kwado build a guest house in Granjida for other Nimbayans who will come from different places and want to come start life in Granjida by means of business, by means of schooling and other things. The hotel will host you for some time, and at the end of the day, then when you find a place to go, you can move there. So these are things we are involved with, especially when it comes to helping our Nimba citizens.
Paul, you got anything? Okay, my colleagues will come back, but let me ask you this question, Mr. Sua. As it is now, where does that quote-unquote so-called endorsement stand? Has it been canceled, or how are you going to treat it as an organization?
But that is not an endorsement, because our law says we cannot endorse. So anything that is not legal and is not done legally, is not done properly, is not done at all. To us, as an institution, we don't see anything as an endorsement. We only see something as a violation by the president. Because you know this country we live in, people do not want to live by standards and by law. People feel yes, one person can push you and you can say anything and you can get anything, automatically it's going to happen. So as an institution, that's the reason why the board met unanimously and set the president aside with administrative suspension, pending full investigation to know what led to his actions. And it's not just him. Other members of Nimba Kwado from other sectors were there. Now they are saying, no, they are given the information, no, I was not involved, but when they were there, they always have due process. And when they are investigated, they will not give us the truth. But with that, there have been other elders who are coming to dialogue. Oh, yes, you know, Nimba Kwado, but for us, as an institution, nothing of such happened because it is not within our law to do these things. So when you go and do it, it's just a matter of waste. It's just a matter of waste of time. There's nothing happening. All the talks will go around, by the end of the day, the law will take center stage and the law will finalize what we're supposed to do and what we're supposed to do. And I will give you a copy of our laws that you will see for yourself and know that it is a fiasco. Because Nimba Kwado, the entire functions of the work, they pulled us around the board. And the board have unanimously voted suspended the president. There's an acting president right now who is Ojuku, who is acting right now. In fact, the entire leadership will be going on an investigation and we'll be meeting tomorrow, Saturday. And in that meeting that will comprise of Nimba Kwado members and sector heads from Maserati, they will be in that meeting tomorrow. One of the things that are going to happen, people say, oh yeah, the president going this way, but one of the things that are going to happen is the president will not be in the function of Nimba Kwado as president. He will not until he can go through the due process before. The Nimba Kwado will be having a program on the 15th in Maserati in two different districts, two different sectors. District 13, Chocolate City, and then District 17. He's not going to go there. Like before, if he were not under suspension, he will attend these functions to represent Nimba Kwado.
Okay, but somebody will argue that the organization is suppressing their rights, their ordinary rights to democracy, that they can decide who to support or who not to support.
No, then the person will be thinking wrongly. In critical reasoning, we're not saying that do not support who you want. Everyone else support somebody. Like for me, I'm a member of the ANC. Mr. Port is a member of the NDR. The Brandon Samuka is a member of the Unity Party. Gay, who is the vice chair for the National Leadership, is a member of NPP. Other people are member of Liberty Party. The UC are member of Liberty Party. Everybody part of a political institution. If you want to support your political party, go there as an individual. If you got strength, you can convene 2,000 Nimbayans. You take them to who you want to work with and carry them as Nimba citizens that supporting that person, but not under the nomenclature Nimba Kwado. That's the law. That's the law. You can go as a citizen. So you're right. Nobody's going to take a right from you. It's like the way people say the army do not vote. The army do not canvass. So the chief of staff or the army go out there and say the army support this political party. Then of course he's violating. But it doesn't mean that the chief of staff is not going to vote. The chief of staff is going to vote. The chief of staff is going to vote. All the army personnel in this country, they are going to vote. All the army personnel are going to vote. But can they go on to endorse somebody? We say no. So that's the issue with Nimba Kwado. It is not about suppressing anybody's right. No. It is a right to vote for who you want to vote for. It's a right to support who you want to support as an individual. That's the reason why when you go to the position, you try to use your lobbyistic power. You try to use your influence or persuasiveness to see how you can direct those people who you think you have some control over to support your political institution, but not to go endorse them. Or else you will be finding endorsement all around. This is something you try to curtail. Or else you're going to be finding former defense minister Brandon Samuka, who is a member of the board, going to endorse Ambassador Barker. What are you going to say? You're going to find Alexander Swat, putting Nimba Kwado is endorsing Cummings. You're going to see other people from other places endorsing other people. And one of the reasons why we will not even be involved with whosoever as Nimba Kwado to endorse anybody is because we even have 3 sons of Nimba. But by our law, we should be supporting Nimba's sons. By our law, when there is a single son. And what we do not understand about here is, for example, if a Senator Kennedy is running in Weah, for example, and then Nimba citizens are there, and no Nimba is contesting. And the Nimba citizens are there, see fit to support the person. But then you're going to support that person as Nimba Kwado. They're going to discuss it with us because some of our leaders will be there and we will all agree totally. The same living there, and the person will do work better. You can do what you can do there. We are going to support that person as Nimba citizens are residing in Weah, support that person. It's not under the nomenclature of Nimba Kwado.
Fair enough. Paul?
Yes. Good evening. And so it's good. This is Lord Chilope from London. I've got a question from you. How are you seeing if to become member of your organization, you won't have to have one parent from Nimba County? So my question to you, if a person is born or the child is born in Nimba and they grew up there throughout their life, they never left Nimba, and they're from different parents from, say, River G or Sano, but they were born in Nimba County and grew up, they live all their life, can they become member of that organization?
Yeah, that reason why we got categories of membership with Nimba Kwado. We got category of membership. We get 3 different categories of membership for Nimba Kwado. They can become member of Nimba. It will fit in one of the categories of membership. And so sometimes when someone lived and they developed over time to some level, they become a citizen of that particular locality. So it's not like in Liberia, especially with all our citizens, you're not going to get citizenship that somebody traveled to another country that they got to take another citizenship. So like you just really say, somebody born in Nimba, all their life they don't know where they are just Nimbayan. They're Nimbayan by birth. That will be proving their actions. That will take the other membership and they will graduate and become a full-fledged member of Nimba Kwado.
Okay, we got one member of Nimba Kwado right here on the show, Jima Kamara. He comes from where? From Bang. But Mr. Swat, Another question for you. This one is very simple. What does Nimba Kwado mean? What does that word Kwado mean? Because people listening to the show might want to know.
Both in Dana and Mines, we are one.
Oh yeah, Kwado, we are one. Okay. So it means Nimba, we are one.
Kwado, we are one.
Okay.
We are one. Kwado.
I guess your brother Jima got a question for you.
Yeah, Mr. Suag, good afternoon once again. Quick question with regard to, association with political parties in the top ranks of your leadership. Don't you think it will be a confusion where you have everybody in ever going every directions, various directions? Why is it that the membership in our top ranks will remain out of politics for the safety of the of the organizations? Because if you go into ANC or going to other parties, and you guys are dividing the Communist Party in terms of ideologies and policies, that will affect the growth of the party. The organization. Don't you think so?
No, but if you look at the laws, it got nothing to do with. That's the reason why we're holding the law very strong.
Let me hold you there. Let me hold you there. You know, why you're dealing with around, going around explaining, having press conferences, explaining to the people that this is wrong, where you have the president or whoever went to endorse the president for a re-election for 2023. If this was applied before, you wouldn't have had the issue you're having today, isn't it?
No, what I'm saying, look, we got laws. You know, one of the things when we get you to respect our laws. The fact of the matter, the law is that we know the Nimbayans will be part of political institution. Nobody's going to stop that. And you're not going to do that. If you do that, automatically you're not going to have Nimbayans in Nimba Kwado. That's the reason why we'll tell you if you want to. And more besides, when you come into join, you should understand that your loyalty is to Nimba citizens and Nimba work. That's your work. Your work is not your political party. So if you want to go and do your political party work, you go and do your political party as a person. You're not going to do your political party work as Nimba Kwado. Like I just mentioned the army. So it's a clear law. Which all we need to do, what we're discussing and what we're going back and forth on is, people do not just want to respect the law, because people sometimes when people are hungry and when people they throw away integrity, because for the matter of fact, you find someone from the community who will become a Supreme Court judge, but he's from the community. He's a Supreme Court judge. It's the law the one that's going to restrict him as being Supreme Court judge. When you're a Supreme Court judge, you're a justice at the Supreme Court. You have family, you have relatives. So it means that you will not do the right thing because you have family and relatives. You will live by the law. The law is the law. So for the matter of fact, being part of the political party is no crime for anybody, because we got to work with reality. But the fact of the matter is we cannot use the institution name. That's all we say. Even today, Mr. Dan comes back and says, oh yeah, like endorsement, Nimba Kwado is now an endorsement. Tomorrow we carry all the Nimba, but right now you have many Nimba Kwado members who are from different political parties and they're active. Okay, for example, Senator Cole is active. Teron Gongwe is a card holder of Nimba Kwado. He's a card holder and paying his dues. He's going to be president. But he's going to be president, it doesn't mean he owns Nimba Kwado. We tell you running to be president, yeah, you're a member of Nimba Kwado, but you're running as a citizen of Nimba, as a citizen of Liberia to become president. If other Nimba Kwado, Nimba citizens who are in Nimba Kwado want to follow you, fine, that's their right. But why can't we respect the law? Why is that about endorsement? If Nimba Kwado doesn't endorse anybody in 8 months' time, that we're going to bring the institution now. No, we have never endorsed anybody since the article incorporation of constitution came to be. We are surviving, the institution is going. It's just a matter of small minor corruptions and other things that is going on. And we try to investigate them. So people run and go somewhere, collect money and do the wrong thing. They person know, you're supposed to be an official. Right now we're discussing, even we had a conversation with the former Chief Justice. We were about to bring the former Chief Justice on the board of Nimba Kwado. So it means that when the former Chief Justice is on the board of Nimba Kwado, then he will go and say he's endorsing somebody. It's based on our laws. He's reading. Is why he's not going to do these things he can do. Every member, a judge, the judges are in this country. The majority of them are members of Nimba Kwado. Because they are judges and they are members of Nimba Kwado. So if a Nimba Kwado man goes and cut somebody throat, kill someone, then you say when the person goes to the court, you say, I mean, you judge, you're not supposed to be a member of Nimba Kwado because you know case will come to you. No. So being a member of a political party, it doesn't negate anything. It doesn't stop anything. It doesn't teach anything. It's just a matter of living by the law. So that just it. He had no business to go and endorse, and that's our law. Like I said, I will send copy of the law because sometimes when people keeping these conversations, when you're not looking at what is written in black and white, you can sometimes be trying to wonder how it looks like. But when you get copy of these information, it will help you to see it clearer that this brother was completely in error. Maybe he wanted something because for indication, people are saying, "Oh, you want that money," but then that will be true in a repetition.
Okay, but Mr. Weah, yeah, Mr. Weah, you clearly stated from the start that Mr. Dan, who is the president for Nimba, or the suspended president for Nimba Kwado, had led this or had informed a group of people and led them to the president with the intent of probably soliciting some funds for Nimba Kwado. And in the process, it turned to something like an endorsement. But what if they got any money from there that the president, gave them in return for because of that visit? Is Nimba Kwado going to accept it or refuse it, even though it turned out to be the other way?
That's the reason why there will be an investigation. And when the investigation establishes that the president gives money for endorsement, for endorsement purpose, we'll give the money back to him. We'll give the money back to him. But if the president of Liberia gave the money not for endorsement and for the request to help develop Nimba Kwado, because we Nimbayans, we are also citizens of Liberia, and the government have been giving a lot of helping hand to other people. So by the government giving helping hand to Nimba Kwado, is nothing wrong with that. But the fact of the matter, if it's for the wrong motive, we're not going to take it. Because many people have helped Nimba Kwado without endorsement. But I just spoke to you about Jeremiah Coon. And the many other things we're hearing from other political parties that have been helping Nimba Kwado through the very president. So we're waiting for the investigation to establish these things. And when they establish them, because there are many people who have been helping Nimba Kwado without no endorsement. Jeremiah Coon got 15 million back with $400,000 Liberian dollars that were given to Nimba Kwado to help the operations in the county. We never endorsed him. That was donation. We took it. And other people have been giving donation. We took it. Nimba Kwado was going for convention in Sanikouli. Even board members have been contributing. Former defense minister as board member, he gave the drinks and other things that were there. I'm gonna say I have been donating to Nimba Kwado. We have other programs and we donated enough for them to endorsement. Even although I'm taking part in politics, I'm contesting in District 5 to become a representative. Nimba Kwado had not had any program to come and endorse me because I know they're against the Constitution. So if you are not against the Constitution, I should have been one of the first presidents as an example for Nimba Kwado to endorse. But I don't know.
Okay, let's switch the conversation. You just brought it to my mind. I saw it somewhere. I saw your flyer somewhere, but I was unsure. Now that you said it, you want to contest in District 5 in Montserrat County, right?
Yeah.
Why not Nimba County?
But like I said, Nimba Kwado, Nimbayans, we are all over. I got properties in Montserrat, and Montserrat is a city of mixed people. And I have invested in Montserrat, and we have worked in Montserrat at different levels, and we have impacted the people in that district at different levels. So for the matter of fact, becoming a representative in District 5 also helped to like some of the things we try to do to expand Nimbayans' ability in different communities.
Jima, you got a question?
I just want to tell Mr. Swat, sorry. Just so with the level of my involvement in politics right now, and I was just taking back to Nimba County, where Nimba is producing a lot of sons on the ticket for presidency. And don't you think Nimba being a rich county and one of the big voice in politics in Liberia right now, that could really affect the county in terms of unity, in terms of political stability?
Okay, this is one of the diversions that the people have given to us with their fake endorsement, because it's one of our rules to get involved when you got 2, 3, 4 sons from the county wanting to go for something. We sit to them, we educate them, we talk to them, we allow them to have understanding to see how best we all can proceed. This very asset down that carry the fake endorsement, were parading with Councillor Bongo. I will send you people the video that I got. It's a 16-hour program. We went to that program. He carried Councillor Bongo. There are two other were moving here and there. He holding up and doing this. Deception is a bad thing. And people, morality is something that we are looking like beaer. So the side attraction have created that wedge that we cannot easily sit and have this kind of conversation to see how we lead our country. It's not all the elections. Sometimes we think that we're supposed to weigh and value because we talk about our citizens across this country. How can we do? Are we prepared now to go to elections? Can we now put on a presidential candidate? Can we take a second place to somebody? Can we not even see anybody in the election at all? Can we prepare properly to see if we can take the election next time? Are we ready now to take it? These are conversations that we should be having with Nimba cells. But we believe this thing will cause a serious problem for Nimba, especially all the Nimba cells want to contest and wanted to be president. That's the reason why. And when we talk to them, they do not listen. We leave into their business. And then we all look at the outcome. But I believe it will have a serious impact on Nimba getting what we're supposed to get.
Right.
Yeah, Chima, you want to follow up?
I still want to say follow because Nimba is a very interesting case in terms of when it comes to the political dynamics in Liberia. Because it's a rich county, and in terms of the people also in terms of unify when it comes to a candidate. When you look at it, I want to take you back. Probably you want to talk about. I hope you will. With the level of the godfathership of Nimba County, Honorable Prince Johnson, where level he's playing now with Nimba County. What you look at his position at the moment, sir?
Oh, you see, one of the reasons why I don't want to discuss the Nimba issue and just tie Prince Johnson and people want to tie to Nimba Kwado. I'm one of those persons who I never supported Prince Johnson presidential bid, which is my own personal opinion. I haven't supported him. In 2005, when even when doing the second rounds, when Senator Johnson was supporting President Weah now, at the time he was not president, I never supported Prince Johnson. He supported President Weah, and he never won the election. I supported Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in that elections. The second election, 2011, I supported Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So I have never supported Senator Prince Johnson in his interest. What we're discussing here now and the issue of Nimba, how he going, and people say, one thing I still can want to wonder why people will say Prince Johnson sells Nimba vote when he's not voting for everybody all the time. He got his own influence. There was a certain group of people that he would direct them this way. But the fact of the matter remains, I feel that he's always at the right place at the right time. When there's certain decision, then of course he benefit that glory. Because he supported Joe Weah 2005, he saw that he never listened to the Nimba people. When he supported Joe Weah never won the elections. So 2011, he saw the Nimba people yelling that they were going to carry Manaseli for her. They were going to vote for Manaseli for her second term. He heard everybody saying it. He went that way, and Manaseli won the elections. 2017, he got messages all around. He saw the breakdown in the Union Party structure and other things were happening. And he said, okay, I think we will support Joe Weah this time around, and Joe Weah won the election. So I just feel that he's always said to be mistaken. 2005, he's always somewhere the right place at the right time, and then the result can go in his favor. I think that's it. It is not about him driving everybody, because I'm one of those persons who he doesn't drive, and he will not drive on who to vote for, who not to vote for, who to support and who not to support. I respect him highly. He's the senator of Nimba. We should respect our elders. We should respect our leaders. So I respect all our leaders of Nimba. But that doesn't temper my decision as a person. And many people in Nimba, I know them in that way that nobody can decide for them.
Yeah, but Mr. Swai, I think you're saying that he's a smart dude, and he know the right place when to act. Because he's been political smart. He's street smart, political smart, and that one that'll make him to win a lot of influence. And also looking at it, he also makes some impact in Nimba County. If you look at it, he has university, and he goes around there, and he's a senator for almost 9 years in the county, more than 9 years now. So that make him carry heavyweight in Nimba County. So people listen to him. Do you want to dispute that?
I agree.
You do definitely, he's a person to listen to. So that means if Prince Johnson stands up, people need to listen to him. And I'm asking you now, with regard to Nimba County, with 3 sons on a ticket for presidency. I think 2 for now. I know Jeremiah Wopier and our Councillor Gonglo. I think so far that I'm aware of. Where does Nimba County stand with the 2 sons coming on, running on the political party, running different political parties? That's what I'm asking.
I said it. That's why you also have Jeremiah Coon.
Yeah, sorry, Jeremiah. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, 3. Wait. Don't you think? Don't you think? On that? Yeah, sorry.
It will lessen the chances of Nimba. It will create a whole lot of problem for Nimba because election is not about 3 persons going to the second rounds. It's about only 2 persons going to the second round. So you got 3 songs and the votes are divided automatically. They will count 5th, they will count 4th, they will count 6th. And at the end of the day, you will find other people who are consolidated. And what you should also understand is political parties are built over the years. People, even from tribal groupings, they glue themselves to political parties based on the interest and the standard bearer that the political party carry. And over that years, when they have committed their trust and confidence to that political party, you're not just going to turn it around in 2 years' time. So forget about 3 songs of Nimba running, but also understand that Nimba citizens that live across this country, you got most of them who have already been spread into all the established and existing political parties. You're not going to weave it all of them together one time. So this is not an eventual issue. This is a process. So for them being 3 was a whole lot. Right now you had a whole lot of Nimbayans who support the ANC. You got Nimbayans who support the Unity Party. You got Nimbayans who support the CDC. You got Nimbayans who support the Liberal Party, who are permanent players of these parties. How are you going to collect every one of them from other these parties, bringing them to get reason in a short possible time? That's the reason why Nimba Kwado will go in, have some of these conversations when we're not there to know how we can prepare ourselves and prepare our best to take over this country. Nimba got a whole lot of potential people. All we need to do, plan ourselves properly in political issues. So just now to get the people out of the political institution will be a difficult thing. So with 3 persons already there, you must know there is a serious misstep that our presidency will be a difficult thing.
Your organization is not a political groupings. How much impact do you think you can have on those people that are vying, the 3 candidates? Because you told us that you are not involved in politics. So why are you going to advise the politicians?
No, we're not involved in the politics, but we are involved with Nimba sons. We don't get involved with politics with non-Nimbayans. With Nimba sons, because our manifesto, our article in corporation, our constituency, is for us to bring out the potential of Nimba sons where they want. So even if there was a problem in Nimba between Goku Kago and another representative in Nimba, we wanted to go solve it. When there's a problem between, even when the Nimba and Little Caucus had issues, Nimba Kwado, the one that went in to help solve it, were at the county sitting when there was a problem with the division of Nimba, we went in to solve that matter, to lay it to rest. That Nimba, we are strong together. So there's a whole lot of things we go into when it comes to Nimba. Everything concerning Nimba, we are involved in it. But we are not a political institution to start endorsing and supporting non-Nimbayans in political activities.
Mr. Soa, let me take you to your chance. Coming to Montreal County with you. I know you had an intention to run in District 5. What does it like your chance look like? Talk to us straight.
Yeah, this is not my first time contesting in District 5. I contested in District 5 and I came second in District 5 in the going elections. So I came second in the district, and the equivalent lawmaker who at that time, the euphoria on CDC was so high, and so it was a difficult task. Everybody felt that we could not even make it, but we came second, and the equivalent lawmaker who won over is Stomafala. He had been in the district 3 times as representative. This time around, he went to the central elections, and he was defeated massively. He could not even win a polling room in the district. But he feels that he had lived his usefulness in the district, so he said he was moving to look for where he's going to contest into the position there. So automatically, I think our chances of winning the district will become more easier.
What are your challenges?
That's good.
Did you get me?
Sorry?
What are some of your challenges?
We have some, and in elections, one of the first and major challenge in elections is support. You need that. You need support at every level because our elections in Liberia is person-to-person interactions, community-to-community engagement. It is not just about your intellect. It's not just about your IQ. It's not just about how you look. Is people want to see you in person, and these things don't go free and they are cost intensive. So our first challenge is the issue of support. We need that very strongly to see how we can work through, especially when campaign materials. We need t-shirts, we need flyers, we need billboards, we need banners. There's a whole lot that we need is our first one. And the second one is mobility in the community. Because you have people working day and night, they got to have some moving object to move. But we try to grapple with some of them because when the people are ready to work, they work freely. But with the resident of the district, we have a very good relationship. We interact with them almost every day. There's a meeting with them. So we think the community is going good with us.
Are you independent or on any ticket?
I'm a member of the ANC.
Yeah, you could be a member of the ANC, but still go independent. To vote independent without the ANC supporting you. Or are you making us understand that the ANC is supporting you?
Yeah, the ANC has a process, which of course we will observe it. And every political party want to win, and every political party wants someone with influence. They want somebody who will bring value to the party. Party is not going to pick a candidate in a district that the candidate can put nothing. When the party does that, automatically they're going to lose that district, lose that election. So I think is one of the things ANC looking at. The ANC looking at people with potential, people who will bring value to the ANC, and I think. I want those persons in my district that doing a whole lot of work and doing very well. And anybody that will go into primary with me or ANC own choosing, I think the person got to be more than me. Then of course they're going to be in the district. Other 17 candidates that contested, I came second. So that's something that we have to look at.
Okay. I think our time is fast spent, but I don't know if my guys have anything else to add, but I will want you to answer this.
Linford, let me just throw a quick question over there to
sure.
the inspired. I mean, that district you're running in, and a Benno CDC district, and you came second. As a son of Nimba, you support Alexander Cummings. What are the chances of Mr. Cummings winning Nimba? And also your district that you came second in, what is the chances of those two?
Okay, I can't speak much to Nimba, although we will talk to other Nimba citizens who believe in us that in Nimba County, especially from our own town and all what Nimba people believe in us, because at this point, before reaching the Weah, I also serve as the national president for the Federation of Road Transport Union Liberia. It's a position I serve, so we got people everywhere across the country that we're talking to. For him, the politics is just about talking and keeping the relationship close to the people. But when it comes to the district, there's a whole lot of work I'm doing in the district in my own name and in the interest of Mr. Cummings. So at the end of the day, as I win the district, he wins the district as well.
Shima, got any final question? Okay, Mr. Weah, I think I will drive you home with this question, and after that, you can give your parting comment if there's anything you want the public to know concerning the Nimba Kwado and your own quest for the seat of District number 5 in Montreal County. And that question is, what do you think is the way out? A lot of people have been talking about this opposition unity and stuff like that. What do you think is the way out, getting Mr. Weah out of power through the democratic process come October? Is it only unity among opposition parties, or do you think parties can go alone and get Mr. Weah out?
I always told people, the opposition like Liberia is not the political leaders. The opposition like Liberia are the Liberians themselves. Liberians do not owe any loyalty to anybody. They owe loyalty to their existence. If the Liberian people feel that they are not benefiting, they are going to vote with nobody discussing with them. They are going to vote this government out. It's possible that President Weah will not even enter the second rounds of the elections because it's difficult for someone to win the first round of the election. Every political party has their own strength. All people were seeing is maybe opposition come together, which of course is going to be good thing for everybody. But then there's certain things people call trust. And I want someone all hold very strongly. When people are living with trust, what happens is they can do things that people feel like it's difficult to do, they can do it. The opposition is together, it makes it more easier. And what I always hearing from people is opposition unity, they want to speak into us, the two person up there. But there's nowhere in the world so easily, besides for America and other few countries around, that you find opposition winning in Cuban government only by them coming together to build one party. It's not true. President Weah today became president, the opposition were not united. He contested. Prince Johnson contested. Broskin contested. Alexander Cummings contested. Every one of them contested. And at the end of the day, they still defeated Joseph Boakai in the second round. So what we see here, opposition should be united by thought, by understanding and by reasoning. And people who are political leaders feel that they come together, they want to contest, give them the opportunity to contest. Yeah, but always you have coming together by thought. Any one of them that suffers in the second round, let's support them with no condition. With no condition. Because nobody's going to win the election by first round. Nobody. So for me, that's why I see it. Because we have been supporting the aspect of CPP from day one, the formation of CPP. I supported Senator Dillon to become senator against the seated representative Fala in District 5. Nobody could do that easily. Because when they told me, oh, Fala go and he becomes senator, next representative, I said, no, I believe in the institution and I believe in my records. So for the matter of fact, I will support Senator Dillon and I will not support Fala. I will support Senator. But the man will come and contest again and say, but I level him. No, I will support Senator Dillon because I'm going against Fala because I feel that he's not the right person. So opposition unity is something that we have supported for many years since we came together. But other people feel very well that it is not good for all of us to be there because there were small things on it. And let me all try to see how it looks like. If we can be united, we go to election, fine. I do not have that say. It's something that I support, but I do not have that say. I do not speak for Guada. I do not speak for Cummings. I do not speak for Tilongongo. I do not speak for all those in the opposition.
Thank you. Fair enough. Your parting comment, is there anything you want to leave with your Nimba Kwado or folks or Liberians in general concerning the elections or whatever?
Okay, first let me deal with the issue of Nimba Kwado. I just want to say to all Nimbayans around the world in Liberia, now nothing here has spoiled. Nimba is Nimba, Nimba Kwado is Nimba Kwado. We just want everyone also have a fair understanding of what happened. We suspended the president. We never expelled him out of the institution, and we never suspended him just for suspension's sake. We suspended him to give him due process. If anybody who is friendly with the president, who knows the president listen to them, let it allow the president to give himself to due process. If what he did is by our law, we're going to let it go. If what he did was wrong, because this is people named at stake, people of reputation, people of status, are members of Nimba Kwado board. You can't treat them that way. People are members of the national leadership, you can't treat them that way. Nimbayans who are members of Nimba Kwado, you can't treat them that way. Let we all be kind. Let we all give ourselves due process, and then we can see the light at the end of the tunnel for Nimba Kwado to go on. 6 months from now, election will be behind us, but Nimba problem will still be Nimba problems in the various counties. And to our people in District 5, we want to start with them in Liberia large. We all need to get out there to go and register. Because when we register, we become potential decision makers. If we do not register, it becomes a difficult thing for us to take the decision. There are plenty of good people, plenty of reasonable people, plenty of far-sighted people in Liberia than people who are low-minded. But what we the far-sighted people can do and the reasonable people who sit behind and see the election of their business, I don't have to waste my time. And those people who is small mind, they are small number, they will affect us. Go and get registered. The registration starts March 20 to April 29 in Montserrat County to April 9. Go and get registered to be a potential voter. Let me say thank you to all the panelists, to everybody who listens to us around the world. I want to say thank you. Let us make Nimba a better place near Liberia.
Okay, the voice of Mr. Alexander A. Swag Jr. I almost said Mr. Arizona Cummings. Mr. Swag is the acting board chairman or the deputy board chairman of the Nimba Kwado Association, the association that was allegedly represented by its president, duly elected president, to endorse President Weah, but the organization took exception to that, and that president is suspended as of now, pending investigation, as we just heard Mr. Swa elaborated. And so, guys, it was a nice show, and our time is fast spent. But in few words, can we just wrap up from starting with Jamal and then to Paul, and then we can get going?
Yeah, thank you very much. Those who listen to those who listen to our radio, our online radio, the YouTube, the Facebook, we say thank you very much for joining every time on the Friday, also on a Tuesday, every day. We are here. We'll be looking at issues coming out of Liberia and for Liberians. And I would also say thank you very much for Mr. Sua coming to make some clarifications. You know, NIBA is a big issue. NIBA is a big issue, and also one of the industrials and productive counties, one of the productive counties in Liberia. So when the issue of NIBA come, whether you're from there or not, it become an issue people want to discuss. And I like some clarification of Mr. Sua with regard to the sons of Nimba, where it was split vote and it will affect their chance in the elections. And those things, I think Nibanians should look into that seriously and see how much they can rally around each other and make a one big, support that where Niba will stand tall. Because if Nibanians got better, Niba becomes better. So that's what we all want. So that will be my statement for Nimba County, because I've been a son of Nimba, and I also would love for Nimba to stand tall in Liberia as one of the counties that politicians will look up to or to make decisions. So then people like Paul will come and will tell them what to do before we vote for them. With regard to the situation with the Zogos, which are the disadvantaged youth in Liberia, it's a serious thing. We should not take as something easy for a gentleman, because if you look at it, keep saying that these are the future generation of Liberia, and I don't know what time we'll have the generation coming to take over, and we got people in their 70s and 80s running for leadership. So we should be stressing these out and giving the chance to the youth to come out, and not only that, laying the foundations in a country where they will have the resources at the start, education, a basic foundation to start from where you want to go. But once you don't get it from the start, what we're going to lead to. So Liberia at the crossroad at the moment. So which way for Liberia? Like Mr. Swan said, is those who are around who had the opportunity to go to Liberia, go and register and vote and make a decision. Your one vote is very important for Liberia right now and in October.
Paul.
Thank you, Linford and Jamal, and also thanks our viewer for being with us. The show was great. I will go back to our mothers, what concerned them regards to their children being drug addict, called the disadvantaged youth, but the name so-called, which I don't think is a good name to call anybody child or so-called. And where is our country heading? That is the question that people are looking at to be addressed. So as our mothers called upon Alexander Cummings, that they pray if he's elected, it should be a number one priority to clean out the mess, the so-called. Regards to the brother Alexander Sua, District 5, I think he stand a chance over there because he did well in the last election. I remember him. And the incumbent, he gave a 360-degree. He's gone to Lofa County where he think he got a better chance of winning. So on that, I think the CPP, which is part of the end of winning District 5. The question I posed to him regarding Mr. Cummings' chances of winning Nimba is an area that he himself cannot answer, because if he get 3 sons of Nimba contesting, and all of them have political parties that they link to, how this Nimba thing going to play out? So that means Nimba will be divided like how Maserado is usually divided among political parties. It's something that we all need to pay keen attention to and watch for. And also to encourage our brothers and sisters to get out there and register to vote. Because if we don't register and vote, we cannot get this government out. to get it out, you have to express your or demonstrate your frustration at the ballot box. So they need to register and vote. So on that note, I say it was a great show. And for some reason, my voice went funny during the show. I started coughing, so I have to get out. So I don't know. I think Linford, you sent this to me from Norway, so I'm gonna hold you on it. Yeah.
Don't get that thing, boy, because a week ago, man, I lost my voice totally. I was like Doffa. But I think on the average, it was a good show, like you guys said, and we did get it on point. And though our guest, he was also discouraged that he couldn't come on the screen to review some of his documents, and so that can make you to believe that he was talking out of sincerity when he says that their group is not political group, and in fact they don't endorse. So he wanted to make it evident by publishing his document. But he said we'll take possession of it and we'll have it. I trust him. And concerning all of the issues we discussed, the Zogo issue where the ladies stressed, and Jima said it, that our mothers, those are the people who feel the pain for us. And to see, there is a saying in a traditional way that all mothers are the same, because a true mother will always feel the pain for any child, you see. So, and we know the role women have played, especially during the wartime, in bringing peace and whatever. Even when the war was raging, it was the mothers that were feeding us, that were doing everything. So they got that feeling. And to see other people's children, even if they're not your biological children, but to see them roaming in the street. I mean, look at that video we saw. It's disheartening, where a boy had gone to high school, but all of a sudden, because of condition, he just slipped, one slip, and he found himself way in a bottomless pit. How to get up? I mean, imagine those children in that condition. They are like, you dig a deep pit, maybe 100 feet down, and then you put people there with no ladder, nothing to climb. They're fighting. You can see them that they're fighting to climb to get up, but they cannot. And once you get in that condition, you need real rehabilitation. You need real attention. I got one of them living right opposite my house. As old as she is, she's still struggling with her life. As we speak, she went to the hospital today. I don't need to review her condition though, but I'm just citing an example that people, once you get to that level, it's very difficult to get you out of there. You see, it's like you in a slippery pit. You cannot climb, you cannot get yourself out. So you need special attention, and that's what the government have failed to do. And I want to admonish. See, the ladies, they made specific reference to Mr. Cummings, which is a blessing, that if he's elected, he should get those children off the street. But if Mr. Cummings is not elected, because this is an election, nobody has a formula for it. Whoever becomes the president, that message is also going to you, you see. But if it is God's will, and luckily for Mr. Cummings to become president, I'm sure that he has a program in place for these children, because it was good that he was in that market and he listened to the women. And even if he didn't listen to them, we are re-echoing the call from those women. That's something very special that I have not heard all of the politicians talking about. They talk about, oh, we'll build roads. You build road for people that do not even have sardine cups to ride. When we were small, we used to make a sardine cup with car, right? You boy, you put a lamp on it, that car. The people don't even have it, so you build a road. Who's going to drive on it? Okay? So I think the priority is to save our future generation. And that's the only way we can rescue this country. That's the only way we can save the future of Liberia, or else Liberia is us now. When we finish, it's doomed. The landscape will be there. Other people will come and rule our Zogo community and take all of our resources and go, and nothing will be left. And concerning the Nimba Kwado thing, I think the board, according to the constitution, the board of directors took the right decision by suspending the president. He's not expelled, like Mr. Swah said in his closing statement. He's only suspended, and they're going to give him due process. They're going to investigate if indeed they did endorse the president, and if the president gave anything in return in terms of cash or any support. They're going to decide what to do. And you listen to the answer of that question, whether they're going to accept it or not. He said, well, they will see if it was given for development purpose, fine, they will take it. But if it was given as remuneration for the so-called endorsement, then of course the money will be returned. But I see that's a hard decision, though, guys. I don't know what you think. The organization need money, and you get maybe $1 million from the president, and then you say, "Well, say it's for endorsement. We give it to you back."
It just remind me of Prince Justin collecting money from Mr. Cummings. He's saying it was given to him for his school, but it was a contribution. But he still calling Mr. Cummings that he accepts gay rights. So definitely, you will take the money, but you will not accept Mr. Cummings.
But my advice to Nimba Kwado is whether that money was given like something in the name of endorsement, take that money and use it. That's our country money. Take it and use it. What are you talking about? You will give it back. Don't you don't want to give it back? You'll give it to me. We need it. You'll give it to Badon team. We need it. So, but then finally, we like to thank our viewers. Without you, we cannot make it, and you've been very strong with us. We got our constant number of viewers that we know the moment will come on their own, and we appreciate you. Share the video. Make sure that you invite your friends so that we can discuss. And Chima, it's good to be with you. We know you've been engaged, but whenever you are here, it's a good program. Paul is the genius here. Paul is doing all the technical things, the little clips and things we play. Paul is the one. Paul, you're making me lazy, man. I used to do this, but you're making me lazy. I even forgot that program now. So you're taking over this thing here. So you will be the technical man. I see that.
Paul is setting up his television company in Liberia already. So he's doing the camera.
I see. So the boy learning. Why we say that? My man, very coming there. But guys, it was a great show, and thank you so much. And Paul, you want to take us home?
Yeah, before Paul takes on, what we got for the week? What about the lady program coming up the week, guys?
Right. On the week, starting from Monday, Marie will be on the business hour, starting from this Monday. And then on Tuesday, we'll be back here. Ronnie here is in London, and I'm trying to get hold of him for Tuesday night show. He's promoting his book tomorrow. So if I'm opportune to see him tomorrow, I'll be inviting him on the program for Tuesday.
Take all the phone and call him.
Yeah, so that's another thing. So, and then we're back here on Wednesday is the women's hour, and then on Friday we're back as normal.
The week we almost getting there with the week. And guys, so that's it. It's Monday with the business hour. All of you who want to go into business, you can start listening to Marie. And she always bring these smart people on. The last edition we had with the Women's Day, there were this doctorate holder, and I was a bit nervous to be with two doctorate holders, and so that was it. And then Wednesday, Orita is going to be here with the Women's Hour, and then Thursday we rest. Then Friday is the political hour. The political part, everybody here inside. So we expect to see you all on Monday, and then Tuesday, bottom line, political proper. Then Wednesday, the women. So, but the women come on, and we the men, we are always there. So
we'll be talking about sport, but not talking about how they beat Man United. So don't worry about that.
No, we didn't want to spoil the whole thing today. So we
don't want to make you see that. Then you say one come.
No. Listen, there are two legends in football in UK: United and Liverpool. Okay. And those things, look, this is not the first time United have been beaten. If you check history, United have been beaten years back. But look, I told you, Premier League in UK is full of surprises. Whether you like it or not.
Who they beat 7-0 already?
I just saying something. I just told you we accept.
Yeah, but who they beat 7-0?
Let me tell you one thing about United. Well, let me tell you about United fan. We accept defeat, but not like Arsenal. You guys don't take defeat.
That's 7-0.
It doesn't matter. Football.
No, it's all right. We don't take defeat because
we gotta take defeat because we got thick skin. We can take defeat. You gotta take defeat. But I can tell you, United is coming out strong. It's always about a game in football in the United Kingdom. You're always gonna get surprised. But football is always Premier League is always like that.
You remember the statement the American ambassador made in Liberia? What would JJ Rao be thinking? So why would David Beckham be thinking where he was? Why would Ronnie be
thinking about what? About United? But it's not the first of this kind. If you follow United history, they have beaten 1 or 3 times of this kind.
Therefore, you don't argue with the people from that end. I say they own it. They get it. You see, man, need the Lord Cholope, right? You get a working class, you get a middle class, then you get an upper class. Arsenal have always been that upper class. It's the only team in the United Kingdom have never been relegated to the lower league. This guy talking, they've been in the lower league every time they kind of go back. So that story there, when you're talking about the elites are up there.
What we're going to do?
The common people always have, they see, oh, we get thick skin. That common people, we're not here for common people talk.
You see, that's the thing we're going to do. What we're going to do for you guys to bring a show that basically talk about sports, and not only sport, about football. We'll talk about African football, European football, and world football. And
I think that's why we're going to introduce that part at the end of every show.
And we'll be taking a phone calls in.
And that will be something for Saturday that is in the pipeline.
We'll be looking at the all the leagues, the European leagues, the African leagues, and the World Cup. Everything about football.
Now you guys are going to keep me busy because I don't follow football.
I'll tell you, you'll hear something. You'll know what football is all about. Because I'll tell you what United stands for. Probably you don't know what United stands for.
United, I know that people.
And then we'll tell you where the bonus stand from. So don't worry. My man. That here they call gun that can shoot anyone and bring mountain down. That's the one the bonus. That's exactly. That's why we don't go down to the lower league. We're always at the top.
We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that when we have. We'll discuss that. We'll have a sport program on this channel, on the platform, so we can discuss that in detail.
We're looking forward to that. And you see, the good thing is that there's a lady on the show that loves football. She's a United fan. And I always see Orita posting. I mean, she's like football, real enthusiast. But that's good. And Paul prepared to take us home, but we'll be here on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then Thursday is out. Friday we are back again. So we're making a week busy now. We're not making a week lazy anymore.
Yeah. Before I take us home, I just want you to talk about this, please.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Mr. Cummings is going to be in Sweden. And today is the 10th of March. So we got 1 month, exactly 1 month from now. He's going to be in Sweden on the 14th. So the other 4 days, we just give it as what we call dash to prepare. So Mr. Cummings is going to be here in exactly 1 month from now. So be preparing to come to Sweden. You don't have to be ANC supporter, but as long as you have heard the name Alexander Cummings before, and you have doubt in your mind, or you are undecided voter or undecided Liberians as to who to support, you don't have to go to Liberia to vote if you can. Okay, but you can stay here and influence people in Liberia. So come and ask Mr. Cummings all of your questions, meet him face to face. I mean, I will tell you, he's a down-to-earth man. We're in Germany. I know what I'm talking about. We practically had to tell him to go sleep because we ourselves were sleeping. He was all the whole night. And then in the morning, we were all up together again. So he's a down-to-earth man. He's not one of your politicians that will come with big poly guy, right, pushing you around. No. So come to Sweden and spend the weekend with us. Mr. Cummings will be there. He will be addressing the Liberians there, and we're going to have an elaborate party. It's going to be a big program, dancing and enjoyment. So come and pass the weekend away with us on the 15th, 14th, and 15th of April. And on the 16th, we'll all be partying to go our ways. So don't miss this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Okay. So on that note, we'll say good night to everybody, to our viewer, and thanks for being with us. We see you all on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Friday. So I'll leave you with the traditional music while we take our exit. Good night.
Papa kenata melo mwako muma kema adenuna mwako muma kema adenuna na mwanu waje bono tu samemuwe na mwanu waje bono tu samemuwe una memuwe bono memuwe una memuwe bono memuwe jeje bono jeje bono memuwe bono jebono metu sana jebono metu sana ya kaima wala de la diamana ya kaima wala de la diamana ibentona jebono ibentona jebono ibentona jebono metu sana we metu sana we metu sana. Namwanu wajebono kwa wetunya late mayi wajebono na me mai la jebono jejebono late mayi wajebono una jebono ana monu wajebono tusa na me mala kebi abentuona ebuya wajebono boy